you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon. Well, welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon, and we're here. Are you ready for my big happy anniversary reveal? 3, 2, 1. Brrr! Happy 4 years, Roundtable family. I am so excited to be able to be here with you. I have missed you so much over this incredible break that we've been sharing together. How y'all doing? Everybody's good? You're all okay? Hello. 4 years of you and me and me and you. And I am so excited that we have spent almost 1,000 episodes together because I am insane and you are insane and we're all here and insane together. Happy anniversary. Did you miss me? I missed you. I missed you all so much. I don't know how this sounds right now. Do we have comments about the sound? Because I have a brand new microphone after getting so many comments about how bad the microphone has been. I used to get comments on the podcast that we don't have a podcast microphone, and we never had a podcast microphone. So I've always been screaming and yelling and arguing and trying to get the sound right. And now we have a big fancy microphone, but it is so loud. It's the loudest microphone in the human race. Insanely loud. So I'm just happy that you're all here. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for the happy 4-year anniversaries. Abby says, happy anniversary, Robert, and all the lovely roundtablers. My mom says, congrats. Alyssa says, happy anniversary. Christine says, I'm totally insane. Sorry, I missed your show. We missed you. We missed you so much. Christine says, happy 4-year anniversary to the roundtable and all the roundtablers. And hello, David. Thank you so much for being here. Happy anniversary to us. I looked it up. We did numbers this year that were absolutely incredible. We have 350,000 more views this year than we did last year. We had grown over 800% on Spotify and the streams on Spotify, which is insane. And we also have grown so much in terms of all of our Facebook and Apple podcasts and everywhere you watch and listen to us every single day. We did 420 episodes last year of this messy show. I don't know how I'm going to beat that. I don't know if I could beat 420. I think I'm absolutely as nuts as all of you are. And some of you have watched and listened to every single stinking conversation that I have done. So this show is not done without the incredible support of the Roundtable family, and a special shout out to some of the Roundtablers who have been with me from the beginning. Christine, Lots of Lattes, my Abby, who has run the X account, my incredible friends, the Cat Daddies, my husband, my mother, my aunt. David is here often. Alyssa and her baby are here often. Some of you show up every single Thursday and do not miss a beat. And for all of the people who are here every single Thursday and do not miss a beat, I can't do the show without you. So I'm super excited that you're all here and a part of the messy show that is the Roundtable. So if you were here for the pre-show, we had Gilbert and Sullivan, president, artistic director. Marie is here all the time and has supported me and my music forever. Hello, Marie. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm so excited to celebrate 4 years. Maybe your favorites are not going to be a part of tonight, but I'm sure going to try. I do have a question for you. Are you ready? What was your favorite Roundtable moment? Now, tonight is only going to be about this year, but do you have a favorite Roundtable moment for our it's been 2 weeks. I don't know how to do this show anymore.
It's smoking.
I forgot to hit the button. Okay, do you have your favorite Roundtable moment? Let me know your favorite Roundtable moment, and then I'm going to tell you all about my break and give you my hot take. I'm not going to give you all the rest yet, and I'm going to tell you who's on next week as well, because we have a really big year. We're kicking off with a lot of guests, a lot of fun stuff planned, and a really special Broadway World tomorrow as well. So I'm back, y'all. I'm not going anywhere. We're back and we're ready to rock and roll. Are you ready? All right, let's do this. Super. Thank you, Frank Tedesco. Happy New Year, my Frank Tedesco, who looks strikingly like the Santa on my Christmas show at 54 Below. Has anyone ever told you look like Santa, Frank? Let's hit it. Here's my weekend review. Well, hello. My brother and my sister-in-law got me this very, very expensive, and I don't know how to use nice things. I usually just do this show like in my phone with bad Wi-Fi, with the sound not working, with me glitching. I don't know how to work fancy things. Do I sound like a podcaster? I don't know. I've never had nice things before. I gotta play with this. So tell me your favorite podcast moment that we've had here on the roundtable. And here's my week in review. Did I play it? Yes, I did. All right. So starting things off, we had a fabulous, fabulous holiday. We left here. I finished work. We missed you all, and then I headed over. We drove over to New York City and New Jersey, and I got to be with my family. I stay with my mom. Here's my mom and Diamond. Diamond makes the long trip out with us every single year for New Year's. Ooh, and she joined my mom and me. There's my mom with a Diet Coke and a doggy, as you would expect her to be. And it was a really fun time. I got to be with the Bannon side of the family on Christmas Day. There's my cousins. That's my cousin Sammy and Aaron and little Sammy, my uncle Bob. There's Jack, my cousin Carrie, my cousin John, Ryan, my brother Sean, Christina, and my dad is over there, as well as Cora. And my husband is in the back. So we had a really special, fun Christmas with the family. Always so nice and special to be able to see them. And then I had a great time with my show. Now, the show was a kerfluffle. All right, listen. We plan all year to do this Christmas show, and I'm going to do this Christmas show right, because this year we're going to actually do the Christmas show, and we're going to have practice and rehearsal and a band. Okay. And we get Robbie, and we get Kelsey Watts, and we get Santa Claus, and we have a whole big shenanigan. And then it snows like a blizzard outside. And it snowed and snowed and was icy and messy. And it didn't even snow as badly as everyone said it was going to snow, but everyone just kept saying, am I back? Oh, the mic did not work. Okay, listen. So everyone just kept saying that it was going to be, it was going to be a blizzard, like a big, giant, disastrous blizzard. So I just decided to say, we're going to do the show. 40-something people did not come that bought tickets. And I didn't care if there was 4 people out there, if it was Lori, and if it was the Cat Daddies, and my mom and my husband. We were going to do the show. And we did the show, and we had a blast. And everybody that bought a ticket and watched us virtually, thank you so much for checking us out. Lori was front row with Destiny, my former student. Hi, Lori. Hello. The Cat Daddies say we love meeting you. My mom, Mama Rose at the show. She's so sweet and looks so proud of you. She's here. She is here. And we had a grand old time. I have some pictures. Where's my picture with the Cat Daddies? Hold on. I gotta find that picture of them. We're gonna add it. We gotta add to it right now, because I'm not gonna. Darius got to see the Cat Daddies, which is important. All right, hold on. Ooh, you know this show is not a show if it's not a disastrous mess. Look, this is what we do. We do messy. Something is wrong with everybody, because if you watch this show and it's this messy every single week, then I think you're a disastrous mess as well. Just no shade. No shade. Cat Daddies, Cat Daddies, Cat Daddies, Cat Daddies. I knew I had their picture. Hold on. They're coming up. So the Cat Daddies made it to the show to represent the Roundtable family. And I was so excited that they were there, and very, very honored that they were there. There they are. Hey, I love their outfits. I love their energy. They give me so much joy. I would love seeing them when the Roundtable comes to life. Here is my husband and me over at 54 Below. He has never been to 54 Below before. Here is Robbie and Santa and myself. Here's Yaz's son, Axel, and Santa and myself. And if you saw the cast of this show, that's Santa by Frank Tedesco. That's Kelsey Watts. That's Robbie Roselle. Super duper fun. Really, really a great fun time to be had by everybody there. I'm so grateful for him. She came from a 2-show day and ran down the street to perform and rehearse with Yaz and then get up on stage and do the show with me. So grateful to her and the fact that she did this show. Here's my mom and Darius and me backstage over there at 54 Below. Got to shout out Mike, Melfa, and Adrian for being a part of it and for helping me and being in the snow with us. We all drove in together and we gave it a go. We gave it a good time. We gave it the best time. We gave out props. We gave out accoutrement. We were dancing and singing. There's Kelsey and me. We did the best job that we could in the blizzard of all blizzards. And that's what we do. I love it. Alyssa says, I was there pretending with my cocktail on your TV. See, you were there. You were there with me anyway. See, thanks, Lattes. We shouted you out in the beginning about how great it was and how happy we were that you were a part of it. Hello, Darius. My husband is here. Oh, Amy Anderson. Her first time here. She is a teacher that taught with me in North Bergen. She watched the show and then she told Adrian and Ellen that she was going to check us out. So Amy, 4 years you made it. 1,000 episodes. And every Thursday at 7 o'clock, join us right here with the Roundtable family. We love it. We're so excited you're here. Woohoo, Cat Daddy, says Christine. Mom says hello to everyone. And Alyssa says the live stream production was elite. They do an incredible job there at 54 Below. I love being there. Darius says, what a privilege it was to visit the family for visit the family for the holidays. Mom says it was so nice to meet the Cat Daddies. Very nice people, and you're so sweet. And Abby's gonna make it to one of our shows. I don't care. Abby is gonna make it to one of the shows. Cat Daddies say, enjoy kicking it up with us here. Welcome, Amy, the one and only Amy Anderson. Now, Adrian wanted to be here tonight to celebrate us, but Adrian is right now, as you know, I put Adrian to work. Adrian is doing the red carpet opening night for Bug right now on Broadway. So who knows who she's meeting. She did a press day earlier, so you'll see those episodes next week. So if you want to see Adrian on the red carpet, make sure you check us out next week. Adrian will be on the red carpet. Next week, by the way, I will tell you about in our shameless plug. What else did we do over the break? I saw my friends. I got to see A and John, speaking of Adrian, Samantha and Brooke and Mike, and we got to have some tacos and exchange Christmas gifts together. Darius took me to see Avatar in the D-box seats. They're seats that move and bounce and jump around in the 3D. And he doesn't eat popcorn at the movies. He eats nachos. He's bougie like that, y'all. He's a bougie person. And answer the question, if you have a favorite Roundtable moment, maybe it will be one of the moments we talk about tonight. Who knows? And then Darius decided he wanted to go take the subway and be a New Yorker. So we did that. We took the subway and we became New Yorkers. And here he is going on the 125th Street subway escalator. Look how excited he looks. He looks like the world is his oyster and he has no idea what he's in for. And we jumped on that platform and no one pushed us in the tracks and we didn't even see a rat. And I was so disappointed because I was waiting for a rat to jump out and not one rat came out. What kind of nonsense is that? And we went over to Central Park. And we took a fun walk around Central Park and enjoyed the sights and ended up at the Christmas tree and had some lunch over at Rockefeller Center and had a grand old time. It was a New York City moment for sure. I got to see my buddy Little Sam while I was there and exchange gifts and have dinner with him. I got to see him. There he is again. We had some hot chocolate together and caught up on life. And then New Year's Eve, there's no big parties and clubs over here on the Bannon side of the aisle. We were in the house at my mom's, right here with Diamond, with a glass of champagne, and Diana Ross live from Times Square. And it was the best way you could celebrate New Year's that I can possibly think of. It was a special, special trip home for the holidays. And we're so excited that you are here and joining us. Jessica says, miss your face. We love you, Jess. Thank you so much for the love and happy New Year to you. Darius, we say we love Darius. Oh, Cat Daddy say, which subway line? Okay, so here's the problem. I don't know how to go on the subway. So we took the D train down to Central Park. And on the way back, I didn't realize that there's many stops on 125th Street. So we ended up all the way on the east stop. And we were parked all the way on the west stop. So we ended up walking down 125th Street for another mile and a half. But Darius is a big old superstar. He walked that walk and he sashayed himself down 125th Street and he walked, in boots. Hey, hey, hey. He didn't even care. See? Not right. How can you not see a rat in A Visit to New York City? David says the world is full of rats, but there's those rats, David, and then there's a New York City rat. And I wanted him to find a rat eating a potato knish in the middle of 76th Street. And I didn't see one. You know? Total New York fun moment. So it was a great time. Thank you all for being here, and I'm so excited that you're here to celebrate with us. 4 years. Oh, that's 4 years. Tell me your favorite roundtable moment while you're watching us, while we go through our shameless plug, and we celebrate 4 years of us being together. We're going to hit 1,000 shows soon. Something's not right with me, and we're all wrong. But yeah, this is the show, Christine. We're a mess every Thursday at 7 o'clock. Oh, mess. Yes, so thank you, Christine. I know. I'm sorry about your car. Christine was in a car accident. We send you a lot of love. We hope you're feeling better and amazing, and we hope you get your car fixed and life goes on and gets better every single day. Don't let the beginning of 2026 wear you down. It's going to get better. The best is yet to come. Yes, any rat can eat a piece of pizza, Jessica Fowler. But it's that knish and a potato one. And Darius says the cat daddies were still getting together for dinner. Thank you, Desiree. Happy anniversary to us here, all of us here. 1,000 shows. We did almost 2 million views across all platforms last year, and 350,000 more views on YouTube, 420 interviews, and we're kicking off the year in pretty great style. So I'm so proud of all of us for creating this little community that's here. Here's my shameless plug while we talk about it.
Because I'm shameless.
Well, as we kick off the new year, the shameless plug is that a lot of plans for the Roundtable are coming up this year. We have a lot of great events, a lot of red carpets, a lot of incredible interviews. Wait till you hear some of the names that are showing up for us already. The beginning of the year is always a little bit of a slow time to get the ball rolling, so I thought we weren't going to have any guests. But next week, we start things off with the incredible star of The Parent Trap and one of the people who just danced through our lives on Dancing with the Stars, the wonderfully fun, she was there on New Year's Eve in Times Square, Elaine Hendricks kicks off our first guest next Thursday. Elaine Hendricks is here next week. Plus, who knows who's coming up, because I have rumors that a very Brady Bunch person may be joining her. You'll have to tune in and find out next week when we're here every single Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. And every single day, the Roundtable comes to you from the Broadway Podcast Network, iHeart, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. So you can watch us, or right here on YouTube, where I hope while you're watching, if you haven't already, you can just click the little subscribe button and join us every single day. Every single day. Sometimes twice a day. You can join this messy show. If you want more information about everything else, you can also go to robertbannon.com and you can link right there and make sure you don't miss a moment of this show. Tomorrow, we have a fun look. Abby says it's her second favorite movie ever. And my friends here, Jenny says, happy anniversary. I remember when. So proud. I love you so much, Jenny. I miss you. My mom from Big Gay Italian Wedding, Marianne, says it's amazing. Congratulations. Marie says she can't believe it's been 4 years since she's been watching since day one. Happy anniversary. She has been from the very beginning start. The first episode we ever did of the show had no guests. The second episode had naked boys singing from Las Vegas. And then we got Eric Roberts. So when we got Eric Roberts on the show to talk about his career, the show just took off, and we haven't stopped since then. So yeah, what is her favorite movie if that's her second favorite? I'm so confused. So tomorrow, don't miss Francis Jew. Francis is the Tony Award winner for Yellowface, who's now doing Tartuffe at New York Theater Workshop. He will be with me on Broadway World. So every Friday, there's no test on this. Just bear with me. Every Thursday, we're here on YouTube. Every day, there's an uploaded podcast episode of me interviewing somebody. And on Fridays on BroadwayWorld.com, if you go in the afternoon or evening, my face will pop up and I do an interview with someone doing theater in New York City. Tomorrow's about Tartuffe, and every week there'll be somebody there. So there's a lot of me everywhere. Catch what you can, and welcome to the show. AT is her favorite. That's an acceptable answer. We'll accept it. All right. So I asked you before, what is your favorite roundtable moment? And some of you, and I'll give you listen, we have a whole year together, people. I'll give you my favorite things. I'll give you my Detroit moments. I'll give you all of that as I recuperate and come back to life after the winter. We will get to all of that stuff starting next week when the show's back to normal. But tonight it's our anniversary. Ooh. So we're gonna, look, Cat Daddy say OMG. I saw him in Yellowface and met him at the stage door. He deserved that Tony Award. It's a really beautiful interview. He is a really fabulous guy. What a great actor. So check it out. Are you ready? What is your favorite moments to answer the questions? Your favorite moments so far of the roundtable for the people who have joined me every week, like Marie and Christine and Lattes and Cat Daddies and Alyssa and Abby and all of the people that are here all of the time. Some of you gave your answers on Instagram. Thank you so much for everyone who did. Christine says Tony Orlando was your favorite wonderful special guest. And I do text with Tony Orlando to this day. He has stayed a friend, him and his daughter, Jenny Rose. And I love them so much. Lunel, Auntie Lunel, who I also text with over the Christmas and New Year's. Very, very special and fun guest. You may see her in tonight's Top 20 Moments. And Barry Boswick, who ate a hot dog, talking about Rocky Horror Picture Show. That is all good answers. Marie says, I really enjoyed Justin Guarini. I try to get Justin back. I got to get Justin back soon. I'm going to text Justin as well. Daniel Ferenzi, so great from Mean Girl. I love Daniel. He's so talented. Devin Velez is my people. I'm so proud of Devin and the amazing work he's doing. He was just on tour with Teddy Swims, and he's got the most incredible voice. And Marie has been holding it down with Devin from the day one. Robbie Benson was an interesting, legendary chat. Marie has been rocking with Robbie for a really long time, but the absolute favorite, another one. I have to get Tony back on. You want Tony back on here? Was Tony Orlando. So we'll bring Tony Orlando and Justin Guarini back this year. I'm going to try my best to make that happen. You got that. Cat Daddies say favorite moments were for Punch, dog. Nathan Lee Graham telling us that punch bowls are for punch, darling. And Adrian drunk at my wedding saying she had a toe cramp. Look, I should have found that clip because that is a classic moment, Cat Daddies. That shows you that they watched this show. Oh my God. That's a funny one. And what else do we have? Anyone else have a moment? I don't know. Lattes is driving. Christine's singing too. And my mom says she has too many to list. She enjoys watching the show every single week. So thank you for sharing your favorite moments. I have 20 of my favorite moments. And why don't we get started? Are you ready? I didn't change it, but I didn't change it yet for the last time. My favorite things from the past year with the wrong date. And then rest in peace. We'll have to change the date. But it's become a joke with us that we keep the year and never change it. So let's do it one more time before we change it to 2026.
You get a car! You get a car! You get a car! You get a car!
I'm going to miss the purple because the new one's a new color. So I'm just letting you know. I'm going to give you some tea when I give you these interviews. And hopefully, me giving you some tea with the interviews makes you... they're in no particular order, but I will tell you how they do, and I will tell you when they're some of our biggest interviews ever. And I'll give you a little bit of the backstory about how they happen to give you a little something extra here on the 4-year anniversary show. Our first one starts off. We kick things off with somebody who has been very generous to the Roundtable last year. They did the show Duke and Roya off Broadway, You may know him from Insecure, and you may know him from Top Gun Maverick. And when he was announced to be on Broadway or off Broadway, they told us they didn't know if he would do the interview. And then he watched an episode that they sent of Lunel and me. And then Jay Ellis ended up doing the Roundtable. Sometimes that's how this works. Here's a clip of me giving a little razzle dazzle to Insecure's own Jay Ellis.
Like Kashani, like no matter who it is, like to stay locked in night after night is I don't know, it's pretty remarkable. It's terrifying, it's freeing, but then you come on the other side of it and it feels really, really good.
What do you hope for the audience? That's such a good answer. Oh my God. What do you hope the audience feels when they leave the show? What is the intention of the show? You as artists putting this up, what do you hope people walk away with?
Yeah, humanity. Like I think people just tap back into humanity and realize that we're all a lot more similar than we are different. And we may go at it different ways and in our traditions and in our nuances and our cultures, but most of us want the 5 basic same things, right? We all want to be seen and we want to be loved. We want to love. We want to leave the world, whether it's with children or if you don't have children, I think it's still, we want to leave the world in a slightly better place than how we got it. We want shelter, we want food, we want our basic needs met, and we want peace. And I think that when you really boil it down to that, that's what all these characters are after. And so it's a very human play where you get to watch specifically Duke and Roya like really find themselves through each other, through these kind of moments they have with each other and questioning each other and some of the fun and some of the flirting and some of the danger. You get to really see them find themselves. And I hope people walk away with that.
Now, did I say to him, why are you doing off Broadway? Because you could be in a movie right now? I did. And did he laugh at me? He did. And did he book a movie right after that? He did. So shout out to Jay Ellis for kicking off the year with us. And he was our second Insecure person over the past 4 years. Sometimes when we have a person on the show, it's to promote a tour or something that goes on. And I have a relationship with a lot of publicists. People always ask me, how do you make the podcast work? How do you do 420 episodes a year? Sometimes I pitch them. Sometimes it's just me saying, I want to do an interview. I want to talk to you. I want so-and-so. And sometimes you have a relationship with a publicist and the publicist has been around for a long time. So for this example, we have good friends that work for the drag tours. And we work with some of the drag tours that come to Detroit, some of the drag tours that go with Boss Events, which is officially licensed with RuPaul's Drag Race. And when they did this big Hollywood award show night, we actually had the chance to speak to Miss Vanjie. And Miss Vanjie, I don't watch Drag Race. So I knew of Miss Vanjie, but I didn't know of Miss Vanjie. Sometimes the interviews just take over and become a life of their own. When Miss Vanjie was here, that sure was the case. Do you remember this one? Hey,
girl, when you was talking, I thought you was asking me. I'm like, huh?
You are my kind of crazy.
I'm the right kind of crazy.
That's why I love you.
Listen, I'm just Puerto Rican, honestly. All my friends that I grew up with, all my friends in Florida, this is how everybody's the same way as me. I just got lucky, honestly.
Boricua in the house.
That part. Arroz con gandules.
Okay. I like arroz con dules.
Okay, I don't know what the hell is that second part. Arroz con gandules, arroz con gandules. I don't know what you said.
I said it in that was the caucasity version.
Oh, the caucasity of it all, honey. The caucasity. You put raisins in your potato salad.
Yes, and maybe a little tuna fish sometimes. Don't judge me,
God,
Vanessa Vanjie. Vanessa Vanjie, do you get tired of people yelling it at you?
No, I love it. I mean, I embrace it. It's the thing that helped me get to where I'm at in my dreams and my career. So, baby, you can say I'm happy it's my name. Can you imagine I would have said something else and been hearing that shit all the time? But baby, call my name. Say my name.
Was it scary when it blew up? Like it became huge.
Yeah, I don't think it was scary. I think it's one of those things that you can't really process, and you're like, I don't know what happened, but it was. I mean, getting eliminated was scary. I think that's probably why I had just.
How funny is Miss Vanjie? I mean, one of the nuttiest loony. This interview is the definition of Miss Vanjie. A nutcase, a complete nutcase. our kind of interviews. Christine says another favorite is Tanara. Everybody's so creative. I love her so much too. She's a good friend of mine, and we love her so much here on the show. We've had a lot of fun doing a lot of influencers over the years as well. If it's Tony Talks, if it's Everybody's So Creative, AJ and the Fan Man has become a big deal and did incredible views this year. So shout out to all the influencers out here. We try to get people on. One of the things I love about the show is sometimes you are brand new to this world. You are coming on here to talk to. We have an interview next week with someone who's 18 years old who's on the podcast this week, who has not even graduated high school but is writing plays. So I try to use this platform for good and to try to help as much as I can. Sometimes the people that come on end up being superstars, like legendary icons. And earlier this year, one of my favorite interviews that I never thought would happen was I Get Weak at a Glance. What are the words? I guess I'm not that big of a fan. I get lost in your eyes. That's it. And I feel my spirits rise. And oh, Debbie Gibson. Remember this?
Which always was astounding to me. It's like, but who better to speak to? And I wasn't speaking to only young girls. I was speaking to boys and you know, my LGBTQIA plus fan base. Like, I can't tell you how many people come up to me and they say those songs held my hand and those songs felt like hope and those songs felt, and it's because I too always felt like somebody who didn't fit into the checked boxes. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just always felt that way. And I always felt like I spoke to my peers in that way. And I spoke to, you know, that first love and that first heartbreak. And so it was comical and frustrating trying to make it make sense to these executives who were just like, but you don't want to work with Babyface? It's like, no, I want to work with Babyface, but not right now while I'm establishing my voice and my connection, because I'm going to sound like Babyface featuring Debbie Gibson. And that's what my late great momager Diane fought hard for. And that's what I fought hard for. I wanted the connection to my audience and that vision to be pure. And so, yeah, I think that a lot of people know that I write my own songs and wrote those hits. And then a lot of people don't. And my manager, Heather, and I always joke that we're in the.
She has been in this game for an incredible long time, writing all of those hit songs. She is a force, and her Electric Youth memoir is now out. So shout out to the incredible Deborah, Broadway superstar, number one hit superstar Debbie Gibson, for hanging out with us. Make sure you check out her book. So good. A is here, driving back from a double red carpet day. They did 2 red carpets for us that you'll get to see next week. Adrian, did you speak to anyone super famous? Tell us if you got anybody fabulous. How was the last red carpet? We're dying to know. While we have a lot of interviews on, one of the things that I've really loved having on is diverse music. And diverse music comes in many forms and many fashions. And sometimes they're my favorite singers of all time. Our next guest is somebody who really blew me away with her kindness and her sweetness. She was on the show and had said she watched some of the episodes and had liked the energy. And at the end of the show, she gave me her cell phone number. And me, Darius, Deidre, his mom, and his aunt were out about to have dinner, and I got a FaceTime phone call from our next guest from her personal cell phone to say she was calling to say hello. She sent tickets and backstage passes. I brought all of Darius's sisters to her concert here in Detroit, and she has stayed a friend. And that has been one of the most amazing things about the Roundtable, is that sometimes the people who join me actually keep in touch. And I'm super proud of the incredible work she's done. She's got an incredible album of Diana Washington hits. And her name is Lettucey. Take a peek.
So it's like long friendships. And I didn't care about, like, what I care about is having joy around me. We need joy right now. We need feel good. And the fact that you listen to the record and my other body of work, I appreciate you taking time to do that. And thank you for this platform. We need it. Please, everyone, keep supporting this platform and giving it the presence it deserves. Rob is doing a great job. Robert, you're doing a wonderful job. And you have singers on here. It's, you know how hard it is to sing and hold these notes. You get older, it changes, honey. It changes.
Not for you, for me, but no.
No, I got to take care of it. They'd be so mad at me. You don't want to go out, y'all. Tomorrow, there's a show. And folks going to be mad if I don't hit that one note. You didn't sing my song like you know, Robert. And theater people are just as bad.
I was listening to, you know, on YouTube, they have those, they're terrible, but they have the Who Sang Ain't No Way Best video. Terrible.
Oh, no.
Lettucey. Don't even fast forward. Lettucey sang it best. She sings that, who sang it best? Lettucey. The end. How cute is she? I love her. She's been so sweet and so supportive of the show. And she told me afterwards that being on the show, she hopes that I could use her name to get more people on the show. And it does work. And I tried for years to get a Detroit legend to come on the show. And when Lettucey came on the show, the Detroit legend came on the show. Another cool guy who had sent tickets for Darius's and my family to see him and say go backstage. Detroit's own, one of my favorite people who have graced and one of my favorite voices, Kim. So because Lettucey was on and gave us some legit vibes, we were able to get Kim on the show. Take a peek when Kim was here to talk about becoming an independent artist and leaving Motown. Label back and you release music as an independent artist. It must be exciting and a new chapter.
It's definitely a new chapter. And, you know, I've been signed to the Motown labels for 23 years, and it's been a wonderful ride for the most part. No complaints. You know, I just know that the label has been in transition for the past few years, and it really gave me an opportunity in this season of my life, thinking about being in the business all of this time. You know, it really gave me an opportunity to sit back and assess how I wanted to move forward. And you know, I'm sure that you're aware, the landscape of the music industry has changed, you know, over the last 10, 15, 20 years. And, you know, it's time for me to have some autonomy. It's time for me to have some more equity, you know, in what I'm doing, have some flexibility, the flexibility to, if I have something hot, you know, which I do, you know, I can put it out.
How funny is that? How great is that? He's went independent, had a great hit this summer, and was a great addition to our Roundtable family. His book is also incredible, an incredible journey about addiction and being homeless and living here in Detroit to being a chart-topping R&B superstar. I love to be able to share stories like that. It gives me joy. You know, the show started really Broadway-centric, and Adrian, by the way, just texted me. She did get a pretty famous person. Michael Shannon will be a part of their red carpet coverage next week. Ooh, that's some Oscar people. We've done a lot of R&B royalty guests. I don't know why we become a R&B gospel spot, because I love their music, because I like the music, so I guess it's here. But we don't shy away from Broadway. I mean, we are the Roundtable people, which started here on Broadway Podcast Network and Broadway World. So Keela Seidel was here to talk about the pressure she felt after being a superstar in This Is Me, The Greatest Showman, singing that song. And she gave a pretty controversial hot take. And I was surprised she did the show because she's a pretty big superstar and she's now over in England. But she finished the show one night and popped right on here to tell us how she felt when she felt put in a box after all her success.
I'm probably going to drop a bomb right now, which I have to listen to because I can hear it forming in my head and I need to say it. The only way that I can and have now done, because there was a very long period of time that I ran because it was just me playing a character, singing a song. And because I'm so good at disassociating and detaching, it was like, 8 shows a week, mate. You go up there and do your bit and then get on the train. You hope it runs. You hope you're on the express, or if you're on the local, don't get on the train that ain't got any air conditioning. Do you know what I mean? And go home. And for most of us, we used to live in Harlem. I know I did. So it's like you do it and then you go. And this was no different. So when the studio was trying to form something around it and make, you know, well, she's this person and that person. And I was sat there going, hang on, I just played a character. Just, you know, that's what I do. It's my job. I was around a lot of people who helped me hone my craft on Broadway and elsewhere, learning from like Chaka Khan, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Stevie Wonder, some of the greats, Tchaikovsky, hearing all that music. And you're trying to put me in this box. And there's a song saying, don't put me in a box. It's quite bizarre. I'm probably going to drop a.
How interesting is all of that for her to sit down and tell us about her life and what it was like after she did that movie. Such a talent, so incredible. Absolutely adore her. Really, really grateful and lucky. Sometimes people do regional theater and they come on because they want to promote a project, a book, or something special. And what I think I do well, if I may say so, is I try really hard to find a way to get an angle to get guests to come on. So 90s Con goes on all around the country, in Connecticut primarily. And Kel Mitchell of Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I get your order? He was on to talk about performing in, like, what did he do? Anchors Away? No, Anything Goes, something. And I had to ask him about what it's like to be, you know, a 90s 2000 icon. So here's a moment with Kel Mitchell, with me with a green screen, because I was in the middle of the Garden State Plaza. That's the other thing. I just do the interviews wherever, because, you know, I got a life, people. Take a peek.
To and tell you, I grew up with you. You gave me joy. I had a tough childhood. I watched you. You made me smile.
That's what it's about. That's what it's all about, man. Like hearing the stories, hearing how much it meant to them. You know, when I do shout outs as Ed, like I'm coming dressed as Ed from Good Burger, because I felt like, you know, when you go to these events and these cons, like everybody dresses up. And so I was just like, well, let me dress in the character for everybody. And, you know, everybody just loves it and they have a blast. And it's really cool to hear their stories, me giving shout outs for someone that might be going through a hard time, putting a smile on their face. It's cool to do that, man. So that's what I'm all about. 90s Con is awesome. So, yeah, come through to that too.
Connecticut, Connecticut, 90s Con. If you're in the tri-state area and the East Coast, you got to check it out. They do it. It's bananas. And the lineup there is like everyone is going to be there.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good time. And then you could go see
not
the
too
show.
Not too far from the show. Anything goes. So you can see 90s Con and then you come right back and see me on stage.
That's literally what I was going to say. That's what I was. Do you still write? Do you still come up with jokes? Do you still come up with characters? Like, is that something that is just naturally in your head?
Yeah, dude. So, you know, I've done it all. I stand up. I, you know, also host as well. If you go on my Instagram at I am Kel Mitchell, you'll see me doing original sketches and things like that. I love doing that. So you'll see me be.
How fun is that? 90s Con's coming back. So who will join us from 90s Con? Maybe Adrian and John will be out there in 90s Con. You'll have to stick around and see us. They're here in March. Shout out to Kel Mitchell, such a sweetheart, such a great guy. So excited when he said yes. Sometimes people send you an email that blows your mind. I got an email that Il Volo was coming to Detroit and wanted to do the Roundtable. The three Italian incredible tenors, me and Darius went and saw them at the gorgeous Fox Theater. And I was flying home and the time changed and I was at the airport. And I get so stressed out, but I do this all the time. I schedule interviews at the worst places, like the gate at the airport with Il Volo, staying up late in Italy to see you and chat with you. What a nutcase I am. Do you remember when Il Volo was here almost a year ago to the day?
Remember your past, everything that you lived. And I think what happened to us, we were 15 and 16 when we started this journey. And I think we are understanding now what we've done in the past. Actually, the recent episode happened to me when I watched on Netflix the night they changed music. You know, the We Are the World of Michael Jackson when they recorded in the studio. So while I was watching that movie, that documentary, I saw myself because I said to myself, oh, we lived that. We were there. We were with those people, Lionel Richie, Quincy Jones. And it was impossible for us to realize what we were living. And what's beautiful, it's we lived everything, come si dice, senza la consapevolezza. No unconsciousness. Without unconsciousness. I don't know how to say in English. When you don't understand what you are living. So we were like 3 teenagers living their crazy lives, and we couldn't say this also to our friends, because when we were going back home and we said, "Oh, last night I was with Beyonce," our friends, people thought we were crazy, you know. So what we live is something beautiful, but the most important thing for us is just to face life.
How incredible that they were here, and their show was gorgeous. And they're coming back to Detroit, so make sure you check out Evolo when they're in your neck of the woods. Sometimes when people come on the show, they just so happen to be childhood icons. Yeah, the most famous guest I've ever had, and I sang with them. Do you know that I look for, and Darius will tell you, and Adrian will tell you, and people around me will say, I can't be chill. Like, I'm just not chill. Like, everything I watch, I'm like, they could be a guest, they could be a guest, they could be a guest, they could be a guest. And I saw an ad. I'm like, they could be a guest, they could be a guest. And I hawk and stalk and find people like Lamb Chop and incredible Sherry Lewis's daughter, Mallory Lewis. Do you remember this moment? It was one of my favorites from this year. Perfect.
Thank you.
So, Mallory, how old is Lamb Chop? When did Lamb Chop first?
You do not ask a lady her age.
I'm sorry. I thought that only went with I'm sorry. And lambs too.
I'm 6 years old.
Well, you look amazing for 6 years old.
I had a really good seamstress.
Well, if you're 6 years old, then I'm still staying. I'm 6 years old too.
That's right. All right, you go away for a minute so I can answer some questions that you were not old enough to talk about. All right. Lamb Chop was born in, she'll be back. Don't worry. Lamb Chop was born. You look so sad, Robert.
I'm so excited to talk to Lamb Chop.
When I put her away, your face was like,
oh, Valerie, you're here too. I'm sorry. Hi.
So Lamb Chop was born in 1956. And I think it was March 5th or 6th, 1956. And so she's coming up on 70, which is amazing.
Amazing. And it's amazing. The legacy of Lamb Chop continues. Before we talk about you and what you're doing to honor, well, what she was doing, everybody, is that she was promoting a documentary about her mom, and the documentary is out. And at the end of the episode, I do sing, "This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because." Those episodes, all the episodes live online. You can check them out if you're at the gym, on the car, or trying to fall asleep at night, or want to get your root canal pulled. You can listen to me yakking it up. Yes, another fave, Christine says, was definitely Lamb Chop. I really love the R&B oldies and greatest hits, as you know. And another one that was a big favorite of mine was when we got to talk to Freddie Jackson. Now, here's some tea. I'll tell you the tea. He talks about another person who was on the show, and then I'll tell you a funny story about Freddie Jackson.
I put it in his hands, and he slowly just shows me the result. And it's working. So I'm in the hands of the most powerful man that we can imagine.
Well, amen to that. I feel that within my spirit and my soul. And I know that my family out here, look, my in-laws are pastors. So we are going to be praying and showing love. And I may have to take them out for a little secular night out on the town.
Well, let them know that God will be in it. No,
So let me tell you about Freddie Jackson. Freddie Jackson was coming here, and he came on to do the show. And after the show, Darius says I talk too much, but I don't care tonight because this is our Kiki. So after the show, I text Freddie's manager, and I said, does Freddie need anything in Detroit? And they said Freddie needs a garment bag. So me and Darius go to the hotel that Freddie's staying at. We go into the lobby, and Freddie's manager tries to get me to be the spokesperson for a hair grow product. A cream and a machine to grow hair. And that I was going to be sponsored. They weren't going to pay. Commission, how much of it I sell. So Freddie Jackson being on, who I love Freddie being on, led to the And Darius was such a sport because I said to him, God, this man is such an angel because he literally is sitting here while this man is trying to get me to sell hair growth cream. I was ready for some money because, you know, if you got money, I'll put on I'll rig zig zig za. So these are just the fun stories that happen when you have a messy a messy show. Speaking of God, and Freddie Jackson's a very holy roller God, we have a lot of gospel greats. Tamla Mann has been on the show. Erica Campbell has been on the show. So many gospel superstars have been on the show. Smokey Norfolk has been on the show. We had a great, really special episode when we had the incredible Donald Lawrence. I really am a fan of Donald Lawrence. Donald Lawrence was here to say, if someone hurts you really bad, would you be able to forgive them? And had a really deep conversation. Had a really deep conversation that stuck with me. Do you see if you remember this?
I wrote this new song for it called Do You Have the Grace to Save the Place That Hurts You Most?
If you know a little bit about the story, if it's a modern day Noah's Ark and you have a estranged family and you have issues in your life, which we all have people in our life we're trying to navigate, who would you let on the ark? And it's a good thing to think about, to meditate on, to pray on. The people in your life, what are the things that you need from them, and how do we come back together? Because we're in a time where we may be further than ever in a lot of ways apart, and we need to think about how would we come together.
I said, I really, really found a question in this piece that I think we should ask everybody that you haven't asked it in the show, but it's really kind of there in all the text. And it was like, if you grew up in a dysfunctional family, and that family really caused you so much harm and so much trauma that anytime they were brought up, it was a trigger for you. If God came to you and gave you the task to go back and save them from a flood, would you be able to do it? So I wrote this new song for it called Do You Have the Grace to Save the Place That Hurts You Most? And I think that is just a tough question for anybody. That's a question that if people who really hurt you and caused you so much harm, you had so much hate built up in your heart, if God came to you and asked you to go back and save them, that if you don't go back and save them, they're going to die, would you have the grace to go back and save not just them?
What a fascinating show. And it's a show he wrote with Jordan Cooper, and it went and had an incredible run at the Public, and hopefully coming to Broadway this season. So take a peek and wait to see what Donald
wrote this new song.
All right, Donald Lawrence, go away, has up his sleeve. Speaking of incredible singers and stuff like that, another one that just blew my mind was when Matteo Bocelli came on. He just performed at the halftime on Christmas Day with his father at the Snoop Dogg Netflix halftime NFL show. Matteo Bocelli was here to talk about his beautiful album. Thanks to Surefire, another partner of the Roundtable who gets his incredible guests. One of the biggest international audiences we've ever had was this episode. Have you heard you sing? You deserve it. That voice is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. We're here. You have a brand new album, everybody, Falling in Love. It comes out Friday. It is out. You can stream it. You can listen to it. And you can also get tickets to the world tour all around. Literally, Matteo, you're a busy man.
Yes, I must say, that I'm quite busy. I'm now in New York for some promo. Then I have a showcase both here in New York and in Los Angeles next week. And then I fly back to Italy because I have my European tour kicking off in Tallinn, October 11th. And then from there till US, because I'm coming back to US at the end of November till December 19th. And then many more shows to be announced for 2026. I'll probably be back in South America, USA again, and also Australia.
Well, we never got a chance to see Matteo because he didn't come to Detroit yet, but we saw his father in December. Darius and I got a chance to go see the show, and those Bocellis can sing. Sing! Speaking of who can sing, we've had 2 visits from our next guest. He is a LGBTQIA plus icon. He's a reality show superstar. I got a chance to meet him this year when he came through in Detroit. He's got a memoir coming out that you have to check out and make sure you read this year about leaving the Mormon faith. Archie, the one and only David Archuleta, made his second appearance this year. Do you remember when he swung by the Roundtable?
You help make their journey in life easier just by sharing your own and by be boldly living your life, bravely, courageously, and just having a good time and having fun. Even that in itself, to see how that inspires people to encourage them to live and be happy. It's like, oh my gosh, like who knew that by me being happy and just giving myself space to love myself and to be happy and have a fun time will encourage other people to do the same and love themselves and be happy too.
Yes. How great is he? How sweet and amazing is that message? And he was so sweet and kind when I saw him. He was battling laryngitis and he wasn't speaking a lot, but he said how much he loved our chat. And I hope he comes back this year when he talks about his new memoir. He is a class act through and through. Speaking of class acts, many of you would think our next clip is not a class act because she's a rowdy broad up on stage. And getting to see my sisters and my husband at her show was a trip, girl. She's my auntie. I text with her and chat with her. I'm just keeping her forever. One of my favorite guests and one of your favorite guests was Auntie Lou, the bad girl of comedy, Lunel.
Baby, how are you, sweetheart?
I love you. And since we had you on the show, I just stalk you and love on you. I'm just going to keep loving on you, and you're just the best.
I wish you would. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Amen. And you know what's funny? Auntie Lou, you know how many people have come on? Kelly Price, Melba Moore, people who have been on this show, that have said, Lunel is the person in show business that reaches out to me and shows me love in real life. You are there for everybody.
Well, if somebody comes across my mind, I feel like I think about people more than they think about me, because I'll be sitting home watching or listening or something like that, and you have to go search out comedy, but for movies and for television and music, it's always right there. So if I know the person and if they come up and I think about them, I just call them to say hi, because baby, people are leaving here fast.
Yes. And you want to know something? It's true. When I asked her to do a clip for Darius's birthday, she sent me her cell phone number, and it was something that we exchanged numbers, and she has stayed in touch. If it's Christmas, if it's New Year's, she's always been there, and is such a good, kind person. So I love Lunel. Latte says her favorite episode of the Roundtable goes back to 2002, life-changing and very impactful interview with the Miss Angelica Ross. I sure do remember. You could say I was changed for good. Haha, a little wicked moment. She's been on 3 times, and I love her, and I really appreciate her. And she's invited me to events, and I've tried to speak for her and speak for the trans community. Trans guests on the show has been something that's been very important, as well as people of color, LGBT community, women, etc. Thank you for remembering that really powerful special interview that came a couple of years ago. I hope she comes back on soon. Cat Daddy say get your bag about the hair money. Speaking of funny and comedians, another friend of this show who I got to meet this year when she came through Detroit is someone you may watch every single day on your television screen. She's a daytime superstar, the incredible Sherry Shepherd.
It's just really kind of me talking about my life behind the scenes of the show, being a mother, dating. It's just things that happen to us in life. And what I love about doing stand-up is it's just me on the stage talking to an audience. That's kind of how I feel doing my talk show, the Sherry Show. I sit in the chair and I get to talk about whatever I want. And I know it's the only thing that I ask myself is I have to make people laugh. I have to make people feel good. So it's kind of the same thing on stage in front of a larger group of people.
And she gives the tea about her life, because I've seen you. You talk about the dates. You give the tea.
Oh my gosh, I do. I was like, oh, it's so funny because it was a date the other day, and he's like a CEO, and he was talking. He was using so many big words, and I said, okay, I don't understand what he's saying to me. This is not going to work. Although CEO is nice, but you got to understand what the date is saying. So it's just so many things happening in my life, and I just like to talk about it.
How cute is she? She was such a fun night. We had such a good time. Christine says, wow, these are all such memorable moments from the Roundtable. So many special guests. The whole thing boggles my mind, but I'll tell you about it at the end when I say goodnight. Other funny people who have been on the show. We love funny people who have been on the show. And some of them go on to be superstars, like Jeff Hilner. Jeff Hiller was on the show. He had done a TV show. Was writing a book. I read the book. I thought he was a trip. We had him on the show. And then he went on to win a freaking Emmy Award for Best Actor in a Comedy. Jeff, girl, do you remember when he was here? He won an Emmy. You come on the show, you win an Emmy Award.
It's not like not a lot of twinks are like, I love Jeff Hiller. But I do love that I don't have to have a day job anymore. It feels like, it feels so great that I don't have to wait tables or make spreadsheets or teach improv. It feels very, very exciting and wonderful. And I love that I get to act because I love acting.
I'm going to name a chapter in my autobiography, Twinks Say We Love Jeff Hiller. That's his book is so funny. And every chapter is named after another book that he read, a biography about somebody else. So the book is available on Amazon, and I highly recommend it. It is a real trip and a half. As we're winding down, we got our last 5 clips. You all gagged over Faith Evans being here. She was doing an event in Newark, and I saw it on social media, and I reached out to them, and I got an email from a weird email address, and it was Faith Evans' email. And Faith said, come to the event, but I wasn't in New Jersey at the time. And then we emailed back and forth, and she said she'd come on the show. She sent me her number. She's another one that stays. Like when they were playing her the other day in a supermarket, what is my life? She was here to talk about Ryder, her son, and autism, and her incredible autism organization called Ryder's Room. Take a peek.
That is an excellent question, and one that many people want the answer to.
We are living in a time where the news is telling us, Washington's telling us, and I see you being an advocate and a voice, and thank God for it, that a lot of misinformation is given out about autism. It adds a problem to the stigma. It adds to people the way that they feel about it. What does the average person do? How do we find resources to find good information about this?
You know, that is an excellent question, and one that many people want the answer to. And then when you start Googling, like me, when Ryder was younger and I didn't have a diagnosis, you know, you look, it can become a rabbit hole because you just don't know what your child needs. You don't really know, especially if you don't have a diagnosis. But I think one of the main places that nationwide people would go is the Department of Rehabilitation. That can be a starting point. I can't say that I know they will have all the answers that a parent would need or a caregiver would need, but that is a good place to start if you are in a state that doesn't have other agencies that are specific to disability rights and needs and services and supports. That is.
How great is that? What a powerful woman who took her son's diagnosis and her notoriety and put it to good use. Plus, she's a boss lady who's running the Biggie estate for her son, Christopher, and also her own estate. She's a boss. I'm a fan. Like, I'm a fan. All right. So one of the guests Nathan Lee Graham was on the show years ago with the Skivvies during COVID as one of the many guests. He was not a star. Cat daddies know it. Faith Evans is everything and an autism advocate too. I bow down to this queen. I was listening to her Christmas album and I said to her it was so good. And she said she wishes she could do it better. I was like, girl, no one can sing like you, girl. You better sing. So Nathan Lee Graham was here. He was in Mid-Century Modern with Nathan Lane and Matt Bomer. And we're friends. And he gave the best, funniest interview. I just asked. I knew he was super busy, and he said yes, and he gave us a memorable moment.
There she is again. There she is again. Like a glamorous cockroach. You know, I'm never going to go away. And that, to me, is activism. Showing up and showing out by doing what I do. And someone in Shibuya, Mississippi is going to say, oh, I see that person. If they can do it, it's possible for me to do whatever it is they want to do. You don't have to go into show business, but you can see yourself being represented in a positive way. And you say to yourself, oh yes, we exist. We're here. We're alive. You know, It's
And
wonderful.
we're not going anywhere
Oh
either.
no, I'm afraid not. I'm afraid not.
A glamorous cock. Can I steal that? That is the best line.
Please.
We're like a glamorous cockroach. I'm just going to keep showing up. That's
Keep
it.
showing up. Can't get rid of us. In the best homes, honey. In the best homes. And I've been in some lovely homes. Let me tell you. And there is good old ye cockroach running, scurrying across the kitchen. You know.
Now, the most famous clip I put up already, so I didn't re-show it, is when I ask him why my husband has 2 punch bowls, because he's of a certain accoutrement as well as my Darius. And check out the clip. Watch that episode. It's for punch, darling, for punch. I knew you were waiting for it. He is hysterical. Latte said, read his book and laughed till she cried. No one is funnier and more inspirational than Nathan Lee Graham. So much fun that he was here. Are you ready for the 3 biggest numbers across all platforms? We do 50,000 views a week across Instagram, YouTube, Broadway World, Broadway Podcast Network, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Tidal. Is that it? iHeartRadio, but just joined iHeart this year. And the first, for the 3 biggest numbers across the board. So number 3 was a real special moment for me at Pride here in Detroit. I got to speak to Governor Gretchen Whitmer and Lieutenant Governor, I keep saying Merrick Garland. No, Lieutenant Governor Garland. Oh my God. Am I having a stroke? Am I Donald Trump? Am I having a stroke? Am I dragging my leg across? So we had Governor Whitmer here and the Lieutenant Governor at Pride. Did you remember this little Detroit roundtable game?
Stories that you told in the book. I have a quick 30-second lightning round about Detroit because I learned a lot about Detroit, Michigan. So do you have a go-to Coney order? What's your go-to Coney order?
Oh, a traditional dog. You don't put cheese on it. You got mustard and onions and Coney.
Absolutely. I love Lafayette. My kids love American. It's all good.
I love it. So do you call it pop or soda?
Pop.
Only one name.
I think that's wrong, Governor, Lieutenant Governor. I'm sorry. I'm from Jersey. Do you call
Michigan now.
Okay, pop. Do you call them sneakers or do you call them gym shoes, tennis shoes?
Tennis shoes.
Gym shoes.
See, this is amazing. And what a Michigan left. You do a Michigan left instead of a U-turn or a we don't have Michigan lefts.
Michigan left's a thing, and I haven't driven in like 7 years, so I don't know. I don't know what I would do now. I'm confused and nervous.
Okay, they gave me one controversial question, one hard-hitting question.
Michigan State.
I was gonna say Michigan State or University of Michigan.
Go blue all day, every day.
The controversy. There's the line. There's the line. It's such an honor to talk to you both. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy Pride. Happy Pride. Happy Pride.
What will Pride be like this year? It's almost time for a new governor here. So what an incredible moment that was. I was so honored and so excited. The number 2 moment that we ever had, and thank you to Sergio who's watching us right now. I was a student at Horace Mann, and I appreciate you, Sergio. I remember you very much, and I thank you for saying I was your favorite. Thank you very much. Was number 2 was a Broadway Tony-winning royalty superstar, making her second time here. We did almost 15,000 views within a day. Lea Salonga. Remember her? Of course you remember her. I'm very moved by the idea that you get to travel around the country and the world and see people who love musical theater, who have listened to the cast albums, who have died to go to New York City and see a show
Right.
that you meet at a stage door when they have that one trip a year to see you, and now you get to be in their
Right.
That's special.
And I'm hoping that audiences enjoy the tour, enjoy the concert, because we all just have fun on the road when we're performing. Of course, it's always tiring. It's all, by the end of the night, I'm usually wiped, and it's like, all right, it's midnight, and Cinderella's, coach is going to turn into a pumpkin. So, once the concert's over, I get in the car and I try to get as much sleep as I can, in order to recuperate for the following day, whether it's a travel day or, or a concert day. But,
Yeah, I think I had so much fun putting this show together. I had so much fun collaborating on the show with everybody. Um, and the concerts in the UK and in the Philippines and in Dubai, they were all just so much fun. So I'm hoping that the audiences in the US and Canada have a great time too.
How amazing is she? Is she not just absolutely incredible? Adrian says, Leia, love her. I saw her in Miss Saigon and in the day and got to interview her last year for the Roundtable. We showed some A moments. We love the A and John moments, and there's going to be so many A and John moments interviewing some of the most famous people in the world this year. And what do you think our most watched show was? What do you think is our biggest show of the year, our most watched interview? Are you ready? Did I just get kicked out of my own show? I clicked. What a perfect moment. Done. Just done. Cat Daddy say Leah's absolutely amazing and represents us Asians with so much positivity and love. And she supports her trans son. And she talked about him as well. Cannot love her more. You know this show is a mess. That's why we're here. The number one watched show was my surprise guest, which we may have to do a surprise guest again this year. We may have to do a couple surprise guests because y'all got a kick out of the surprise guest. The most watched show this year was Wicked director John Chu when he showed up as a surprise here on the Roundtable. It's probably going to be a big giant monster hit.
And in a weird way, if movie one is a statement, movie two is a challenge, not just to those two women who are now off on their own adventures, but to us and what we want to be and with the stories that we want out there in a time where we really need vision for this world.
We sure do. I'm exhausted for you. You have been everywhere. You've been out here killing it from Dancing with the Stars to the red carpets to promoting this movie. John, I have something to tell you. It's probably going to be a big giant monster hit. You ever look back? I was reading about you and your career, and you have had an incredible career. Your rise from when you started in short films and what you're doing. Do you ever look back and say, like, this movie is grossed billions of dollars. It's been inspiration to the next generation of filmmakers, actors, people out here literally changing pop culture. And do you look back to that, John, that started and ever, what do you think about this ride? Well, guess what? That answer is streaming right now on this YouTube channel. So if you want to check it out, if you missed it, if you're brand new to this show and you've never been here before, welcome. Welcome to what we do. That kind of interviews is done every single day on all of our platforms and right here on YouTube. So if you've never been here, welcome to the show. Click the like, subscribe button, click the bell, and join us every single Thursday as we get together Thursdays right here. Some shows that you may have missed. Yes, Scott Hoying. Yes, Clay Aiken last year. And yes, so much more coming up. So much more coming up. Thank you. Bravo. Happy anniversary, says Adrian. And the Cat Daddy said, cast me in Crazy Rich Asians any role. I'd be happy to be a tree in a Singaporean forest. I love that. My favorite thing and what I have to say to you at the end of the show tonight as we celebrate 4 years is join us next week while Elaine Hendricks and some surprise guests pop in to talk about life out here in art. And also, I thank you. I started this show in my basement during COVID. I knew nothing about this platform. I knew nothing about YouTube. I knew nothing about anything. To be in the top 15 podcasts, top 15% of podcasts in the world this year is not because of me. It's because of you. It's because of the thanks and the shares and the loves and the comments and the likes and what you do for me. I'm here because you are here. Nobody would watch this show without you. Nobody would come on this show without you. A host is a dime a dozen, but people tuning in and supporting them is what makes this train go. It makes it worthwhile, and it really touches my heart every single day. For the episodes that have 5 people watching or the episodes that have 50,000 people watching, every single one of them is special, every single view, because that means someone took their time when you could be watching anything and be anywhere right now, and you're hanging out with me. So from the bottom of my heart, I wish you the most incredible new year. Happy 2026. While the world may be crazy and people are arguing and fighting and disagreeing, this is a safe place where you could come, smile, and laugh and enjoy some talks and some time and some togetherness. Everyone is welcome here. There's a seat for everybody at this table. And I wish you nothing but love, joy, and happiness in the coming year. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Anne Ellen. Thank you all so much for being here. I wish you all, this episode will be streaming on Broadway Podcast Network this weekend. So make sure you check it out. From the bottom of my heart, there's more love than there is hate. There is more joy than there is sadness. There's more good than there is bad. Just remember to look for it. Life is all about perspective. And Christine says, thank you for 4 years of chats with exceptional guests. You're superb host and human. Here's to another 4 years of the Roundtable. Oh, my God, so tired. Ann Ellen says, I've come a long way from the evening with Robert Bannon, we used to do at the Knights of Columbus at Richmond Park. That's so fun. Marie was there. Marie says, you're a special host because you have connected conversations. Someone said that it's not normal that I become friends or stay in touch with the guests. I don't know how that happened, but I just try to be me no matter who I'm talking to. And I'm so grateful to represent you all and hopefully be the host that you would want to see when we do the show. Alyssa says congrats, and the Cat Daddy say congrats on your continued success. More music, more shows, more concerts, so much more to talk about, plus a lot in my personal life, always going on in my personal life that you can be a part of, that I get to share with you every single week. So hang on, buckle in. I'm only getting started. The best is yet to come. God bless you. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you next week right here on the Roundtable. Good night, everybody.